Hey guys, this is your rapid review video to look at how to use an area model to solve a multiplication equation when we see decimals. Remember, this area model is used only when we have a whole number and a decimal multiplied by a whole number with a decimal in it. If it's a decimal times a decimal, you'll have to watch the next rapid review video. So let's take a look at the model that we have here. The first thing we have to do is we have to be able to read the model. Again, this is an area model, so it's important that we remember that area equals length times width. So the first thing we do when looking at an area model is we need to be able to know what is the length and what is the width. So if we look right up here, we're going to label this as our length, and we're going to label this section over here as our width. To read the length, we simply look at what we see. We see one whole, so length is going to equal one whole, and we see 1, 2, 3, 4 tenths. So our length is going to equal 1 whole and 4 tenths. To see what the width is, we simply look down the side. We see 1, 2 wholes, so our width equals 2 wholes, and we see 1 tenth. So our width equals 2 wholes and 1 tenth. So now we need to know what is the multiplication problem that this area model is showing us. To do that, we come back over here. We remember that area equals length times width. So this problem is showing us our length, 1 and 4 tenths, times our width, 2 and 1 tenth. So this model is showing us 1 and 4 tenths times 2 and 1 tenth. That's the problem, but what's the solution? For that, we have to look at the whole model. To find the problem, we simply look at the length and the width. The solution is everything that's inside, because that's what area is, what it takes up. So when we look, we see that we have 1, 2 wholes. So we're going to come over here and we're going to write 2 wholes. And then we see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We have 9 tenths. And we have way down here at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 hundredths. And so, just by looking at the area of this model, we know that 1 and 4 tenths times 2 and 1 tenth equals 2 and 94 hundredths. That's the answer to this multiplication problem, which we read from this area model. Makes a little bit more sense now, right? Let's look at another problem just to see if we're catching on. All right, so again, to start this problem off, we have to remember that area equals length times width. So I'm going to say that this is my length and this is my width. So all I do is I read across the top 1, 2 wholes and 1, 2 tenths. And I read across the side 1, 2 wholes and 1, 2, 3, 4 tenths this time. So next I want to know what's the problem that I'm solving. Again, we come over here, we remember area equals length times width. So for this problem, I'm trying to figure out 2 and 2 tenths times 2 and 4 tenths. To solve this problem, I simply look at the entire area of my model. I see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wholes. So I'm going to go ahead and write down 4 wholes. I see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness, when I get to 10, I have to remind myself 10 tenths equals 1 whole. So I need to go up here where I have my 4 wholes, and I'm going to erase that. And instead, I now see that I have 5 wholes because 10 tenths makes another whole. And now that I know that I have 2 tenths, I need to look at how many hundredths I have. So let's go ahead and let's look. We see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 hundredths. So I'm going to go ahead and put an 8 in the hundredths place. So now I know that 2 2/10 times 2 4/10 equals 5 wholes and 28 hundredths. So that's your rapid review for how to solve multiplication problems with whole numbers and decimals using an area model. See you later.